So you're in cybersecurity and you're staring at a fork in the road, CISSP or CSSLP. It is a huge decision, and today we're going to break down these two heavyweights from ISC squared. We're talking about the CISSP, that's the Certified Information Systems Security Professional, and the CSSLP, the Certified Secure Software Lifecycle Professional. My goal here? To give you a super clear guide so you can pick the right path for you. So here's what we've got lined up. First, we'll tackle that cybersecurity crossroads you're at. Then we'll dive deep into the CSSP, what we're calling the manager's path. After that, it's the CSSLP's turn, the builder's path. Then comes the main event, the showdown, putting them head to head. And we'll wrap it all up by talking about what it takes to actually succeed. Let's get into it. All right, let's start at that crossroads. And this really gets to the heart of it, right? Are you a strategic manager or are you a specialist builder? This isn't just about passing an exam. Nope, this is about defining your entire career identity. Are you the person who wants to steer the whole ship or the one down in the engine room making sure it's built to perfection? I mean, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Both of these certs are absolute game changers for your career. We're talking prestige, recognition, the whole shebang. But here's the catch. They're built for totally different career goals. Getting this choice right now, well, it could literally set the course for the next decade of your professional life. So no pressure. Okay, let's just cut through all the noise and simplify this. Think of it like this. On one side, you've got the general manager. This is your CISSP. They're the ones with the 30,000-foot view overseeing the entire organization's security program, making those big strategic calls. Then, on the other side, you have the specialist engineer. That's your CSSLP. This person is deep in the trenches, hands-on, building security right into the software from line one. It's all about technical depth. And before we get any deeper, I just have to say this. No matter which one you pick, you're getting a top-tier certification. Both of them come from ISC squared, and let me tell you, that name carries a lot of weight. They are, without a doubt, the gold standard in the industry. When an employer sees ISC squared on your resume, they know you've met an incredibly high bar for excellence. Okay, let's dive into our first contender, Section 2, CISP, the manager's path. You've probably heard the saying, a mile wide, an inch deep, and honestly, that absolutely nails it. This certification is all about breadth, about knowing a little bit about a lot of things from that strategic, managerial perspective. So who's this actually for? Well, think big. We're talking about people with their eyes on the prize, the CISO role, a security director, a high-level security architect, or consultant. If your dream job involves making the big decisions, designing and running the whole security show for a company, then yeah, the CISSP is your ticket to get there. It's for the leaders. And let's be super clear, this is not an entry-level certification. Not even close. You need 5 years. 5 years of full-time paid work experience. And it's not just any old experience. You have to prove you've worked in at least 2 of the 8 official CSSP domains. This is how they make sure you've actually been in the trenches and done the work. And you can really see that mile-wide philosophy when you look at the exam domains. I mean, look at this. You've got security and risk management taking a big chunk. Then you've got architecture, operations, network security. It covers everything. It's a complete 360-degree view of the entire cybersecurity ecosystem, which is exactly what a leader needs. All right, let's switch gears completely. Section 3, CSSLP, the builder's path. The whole mindset here is, well, it's the polar opposite of the CSISP. We're not talking about managing the entire company anymore. We're talking about getting your hands dirty and baking security into software right from the very beginning. We're securing applications from the inside out. So who's the perfect fit for this one? It's the person who lives and breathes code. The software architects, the engineers and developers, the application security specialists, even penetration testers who focus specifically on apps. Basically, if your day job involves building software, testing it, and trying to break it to make it stronger, the CSSLP proves you are an expert at doing it securely. Now, the experience requirement is a little different too. You need 4 years of full-time experience. But here's the key. You only need that experience in one of the 8 CSSLP domains. See the shift? It's not about breadth anymore. It's about depth. They want to see that you've gone deep in at least one specific area of secure software development. And when you look at the exam domains, yep, it totally confirms this. It's all about the software lifecycle. Secure architecture and design, secure implementation, secure testing, secure requirements. Every single piece is about the nitty-gritty of making software safe. This is a deep, deep dive, as focused and specialized as it gets. Okay, here we go. Section 4, the CISSP versus CSSLP showdown. This is the moment of truth. We're putting them head to head, feature by feature, so you can see exactly how they stack up and make the best call for your career. Let's do this. Okay, look at this breakdown. It's crystal clear. Primary focus: CSISP is all about enterprise security leadership. CSSLP, secure software development. Experience: 5 years in 2 domains for CSISP, 4 years in 1 for CSSLP. Even the practical stuff like the exam fee, the CSISP is a bit more, and you'll need more continuing professional education credits, or CPEs, to renew it. That just makes sense, right? It's a broader cert, so you've got more ground to stay current on.
All right, let's talk about the number everyone wants to see, salary. You can see here the average for a CSSP is higher, and yeah, that's not surprising. It's geared towards leadership, and those roles typically come with a bigger paycheck. But don't sleep on the CSSLP salary. That is a very, very strong number for a specialized technical role. And here's a thought. These aren't mutually exclusive. You could be a rockstar specialist with a CSSLP, and down the road, add the CSSP to move into management.
So let's just boil it all down. The bottom line is this. If you want to lead, if you want to be the strategist, if you want to manage risk for the whole organization, you choose CISSP. But if your passion, your real love is for the code, for building and breaking things to make them secure, then you choose CSSLP. It really is that clear. All right, so by now, you should have a pretty good idea of which path is calling your name. Awesome. But that leads to the next big question. Okay, how do I actually prepare for this thing? Because let's be real, neither of these exams are a walk in the park. You're going to need a solid, smart plan to pass. This is where the idea of smarter prep comes in. The old way was just reading a giant textbook and hoping for the best. The new way? It's about using tools that help you study smarter, not just harder. We're talking about AI-guided, interactive methods that help you zero in on what you don't know. It's about building genuine confidence so you can walk into that exam room and crush it on your first try. And a system like the FlashGenius method is a perfect example of this in action. It starts with an AI-guided learning path, so you're not wasting time on topics you've already mastered. Then you get real exam simulations to get comfortable with the pressure. There's an AI-powered smart review that literally turns your mistakes into your biggest learning moments. And finally, you get to learn from the common mistakes that trip other people up. It's like having an inside edge. And look, when you start shopping around for prep tools, you'll see a lot of them. But you have to look closely. Most just give you a pile of practice questions. The real game changers are things like an AI-guided path, a smart review system, and even gamified learning to keep you motivated. That's where FlashGenius really stands out. It's built from the ground up to be intelligent, interactive, and honestly, way more effective. So, you've done the hard work. You've analyzed the paths. You know if you're a manager or a builder at heart. The final question really is, are you ready to walk that path with total confidence? Choosing the right certification is the first massive step. The next is preparing to absolutely nail it. You've got this.